There we go, live. Adventures, me and Michael. Project Unify. Yesterday we worked a bit on the unifying or matching the users using the geolocation basically, and Kai has pulled in the latest changes that you submitted as a pull request to his repo. Great job. I made a slight refactor of that. Unique is about to get deprecated.
Okay.
So I changed that to distinct, which is the same thing. And I also extracted those two. I created two private methods. One that is called Unify with location and skills, and then the second one, Unify with skills, basically, just to make the code a little cleaner. But it looks good, and all tests are passing at the moment, at least the unit tests. What I've been working on earlier today is to create a controller action to make the request specs to pass. And I'm kind of stuck here on, well, I'm kind of puzzled by one thing. You see here, so the params location is true, which is basically a string. All params are passed in a string. Right? So I have a problem with passing that param in as a setting as an argument in that method call. So let me just show you how it works. If I just set a breakpoint here, and we have a quick look at the spec. So I have a request spec for users, and here I added some specs. So we have a describe block where we describe the usual, the normals, the original Unify method by skills, and here I added this describe block where we are matching users by location and skills, right? So I'm just updating those users with those latitude and longitudes, and just we're just supposed to get one match back. So if I run this, let's see, it's on 120. Is it 100? Yes, it is. So if I run this one at the moment, it should stop. Yes, here. So params location is set to true, like this, right? So if I do this, user dot unify location, and then pass this in, I get, oh, sorry. I go.
Go on.
Yeah, so it actually returns two users, and it shouldn't.
So in the code that we wrote, we can make a change. The code that I left, at least, was that it was exactly equal to the Boolean true, not that it was true.
Ah.
Go back to the Unify code. We can change that if you want.
Good. Let's see.
Probably maintain that when you refactor it.
This is the where's the line? Here it is on 39, right?
Yeah, so it's exactly equal to true.
Okay.
Get rid of that.
So if we do this,
then it should act like you think.
Okay. Reload here. Oh.
But of course, if they pass a location equals false string, they'll still encode it. So
Yeah.
Because the string false is truthy still.
Oh yeah, really, yeah. So is it better if we keep it this way, or but it doesn't look good, to be honest.
Unified users. I mean, you could just make it equal. Yeah, I mean, you could keep it that way, or you could.
Yeah,
that if they pass in the param location equals false, it'll, the way that that's written right now, it'll be location sensitive. Even
so
though
I'm tempted to keep this instead, and just keep the just keep the controller action like this, because this. But okay, so but this yeah, this is the okay. So this could be set to false, but it would still.
it'll still evaluate as
Yeah. So I would need to do something like this, right?
Yeah, if you want it to be hard coded to say.
Yeah. Or I could. But I could also do something like this. I think if I do this, params location. I can always pass this in, even if it's nil, and then I could do. Where is the user? Here it is, and then I could use if location equals true. Or yeah, I could also do this, right?
Yeah. No.
No.
Actually, so it depends on. I mean, if you look at what you wrote, right, just in Ruby code, location double equals true or true. Depending on, so it's either going to evaluate to true, location equals true. Well, you need to assert location twice.
Can't I? Yeah, I can't. So I can't just pass this in like parentheses or something. Oh shit. Something like this. No.
No, because in Ruby, true double bars quote true.
Yeah.
Evaluate to true.
So I need to do this then, right?
Yeah.
And this doesn't look good either, to be honest. It feels hacky, you know. So it's yeah. So I want to avoid doing this, and I want to pass in true params and just.
You can have like a params translation method in the controller. That's probably a better idea than doing that. If you revert back to what you had originally.
Let's do that. So we can do even like this, right?
Yes.
And then here.
So if you create a private method called Unify params.
Do you have any private methods here? No.
Create a private method. which means we don't have to test it.
Yep.
So do params dot what is it? Params dot allow.
Yeah.
Or is it now in Rails 5? Does that bullshit still happen?
We have that on some place. No, we don't have that. I'm not using
permit. That's it.
params permit.
Yeah, params.permit.
Okay.
And then keyword location.
Like this?
No, like a method call.
In parentheses, or no?
Parentheses with a keyword location. The key. It's a method call, permit.
Mm-hmm.
With a key.
With the
That's
key.
kind of no key. And then say permitted equals that.
Shit, fuck. I'm a little tired here, so I don't really follow you.
Type colon.
Yeah, like this.
And then go to the front of the line, 70.
Yeah.
Go to the front of the line, not the back.
Yes.
Yeah. Permitted equals. Equal.
All right.
There we go. And then do new line. If permitted. And then access the array, the hash. Colon location. No. So let me figure this out when you
yeah, let me push this up, okay? Perhaps you can write it. All right?
Okay.
Let me see.
So how was Star Trek?
It was great. It was, I'm a Trekkie, so they actually did some nice things because Leonard Nimoy passed away recently. The guy that played Spock in the original series.
Yeah.
So in this movie, Ambassador Spock also passes away. So they have this thing
Didn't the guy that plays Sulu or plays Chekhov die?
Yeah, the young guy. Yeah, he was killed by his his SUV? Was it the Jeep or something?
Something.
So yeah, it was some malfunctioning stuff with his car. So he was killed on his driveway. It's really sad. But he is in this movie actually. So he was killed after they finished the movie.
Yeah, pretty recent.
Yeah, it's tragic. I mean, yeah, such a young guy, and then again, people die all the time. But yeah, it's really tragic. No, it was a good movie. I loved it. So I'm gonna go and see it again actually. in a week or two. My wife wants to see it too. So I went with my sons, but she wants to see it as well. You want to share your screen?
Yeah, hold on 1 second.
I'm so tired.
What?
I'm tired. I went up really early this morning, and we're going to Greece tomorrow on a vacation. So there's a lot of packing and stuff that needs to be done.
Okay, let's see. So this is
the user spec is the one that we want to look at in terms of request specs. But other than that, it starts at line 120, I think. Yeah.
a failure rate or something.
But the controller is in the API controllers.
Yeah.
It's not the one. It's in APIs. In the folder API.
API version 1.
Users control. And at the bottom.
Is the controller. Okay. Well, it's passing right now. Should it be passing?
This should be, yeah. This passes.
Refactoring, right? Okay. Permit it. So what we want to do is we have permit it.
Okay. Oh, let's just see.
So what does this do with controller? So if permitted location equals true, we want to set permitted location true.
Okay, so we just want to, okay.
If permitted location.
We just,
Kind of messy.
okay.
I'm just kind of wondering what's the so what do we have in the model these days? Let's see. User Unify, right? Okay, so you call out to that. You just refactored it into another mode. Okay. Well, actually, what we want to do, I think what we want to do is this.
Yeah, that should be enough, right?
Well, this is cleaner. There you go. What do you think of that?
Permitted. Yeah.
And then what we do is, I mean, you see what we do, right? We just,
Yeah. So
we don't even need to do this anymore. We just do. Right.
Yeah.
And then potentially it might just work.
It might. Hello, Kai.
Hey.
Hi, man.
And it's failing.
Let's check if it's what the oh, okay.
Oh.
We're just doing some refactorings here to get a cleaner code in the user controller.
Yeah, okay.
That's passing.
It is, okay.
I'll run everything in that Spec,
Mm-hmm.
all the requests. And we have failures. Did we have failures before?
Let me check.
By skills it's failing, so that was passing before, I imagine.
Oh, there's so we have so it's failing because of the skills being in reversed order, but it's so I encountered this and I thought I fixed it, but obviously I did not. So if you have a look at the way you see on line 134,
yeah.
for instance, I'm reversing the skills list, and I'm doing the same thing on 113. You know, in the expected response. So perhaps that reverse is messing things up for us, because the only difference you see in the expected and what RSpec is actually getting is the skill set. You see, it says HTML, Java, JavaScript, but it should say Java, HTML, JavaScript.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Do we really care about the order?
No, we don't care, but yes, RSpec cares.
But we could use the expect syntax with include instead of equal. Then the order wouldn't.
All right. Just I'm up for it, Michael. Change the equal to include instead in the expectation.
Okay.
Yes.
And that goes for both of these things.
Like this?
Yeah, let's try that. Still failing.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gonna. Because this is an array, right? So
okay.
the order of the elements in the array actually matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why is this returning? So remove the reverse then and see if that has any bearing. But the problem is it depends a little bit on the PG driver, I think, because it actually these stuffs are sometimes passing on my machine and sometimes
also maybe what we well, let's see.
So okay, so one way to fix this is we have a view, a JBuilder view, and we can force the ordering in that view.
Where?
If you go to Views API, Users, Unify JSON Builder. So there you go. You see that on line 15, that's where we list the skills list. So we could probably force the. Where would it say match? Oh, it's match. Okay, it's a match, right? So here we could say something about how this should be ordered, right?
Right. Let me think about that for a moment. We would sort it, right?
Yeah.
With a starship operator. Yeah. So if I do, let's say I do just on IRB, and I say, sort. I just do dot sort. That will provide one ordering potentially. Right. Save. Save. Exit. I just put dot sort on it.
All right, let's try that then.
And that'll give us some ordering, hopefully. See, it's in ascending. It's at now.
Okay. Okay.
Alphabetic order.
Okay. So now you have to just call dot sort on the expected in the spec, right? In the expected output.
So,
instead of dot reverse, you have to say dot sort.
Yeah. Dot sort.
Which means you have to do it on line. Yeah, there we go.
This should now pass. I'm getting a failure still, so.
We could have that. Which one is this?
Which line is this?
Which one is this? This is
116.
What?
Oh, there's still.
Oh, there you go. There you go. That's another one.
Sort area. Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff.
So I'll just run the whole set of specs. Hopefully everything's passing.
So I saw that yesterday you added this. You took one user and updated it to a mentor, and that shouldn't be returned then, right? As a match. We could do something similar here. For the request, you know.
What do you mean?
You
mean back.
Yeah. So we could add another it block here and just update the user. Which user is that? That's user 2. If we update the user 2 to a mentor, that should not return it. Well, the response should be empty, basically.
So user 2 dot update mentor true, right?
Yeah, and then just now we just we want to get that. Yeah.
So we do this.
Yeah, and now expected response should be just an empty array. Yeah, let's try that. We have to fix those deprecation warnings.
That passed.
Yeah, that's based.
Everything should pass, yeah. All right. And I should fix the spacing. There we go. All right.
I usually add a blank, line between the before and the it blocks.
Didn't notice that in this one. Maybe I changed it.
There you go. Oh, that's better for me, at least.
So, but here it's kind of like no space at all.
Yeah, but that was a VIP. Let's see, because let's have a look at that. Perhaps you can clean this up as well. So if we look at the one that I commented out, line 95 to 103, it actually it made it the test pass, but it wasn't readable at all because it was going over every match. So I rather have this expected response hard coded. You know what I mean? Than create it. So you can actually remove those lines. Yeah, you can remove that. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, that's about it. So what else do we need to do on this feature, Kai?
I don't know if we need to have some view updates for the government interface.
Yes, we should probably. Let's have a quick look at that. Yeah.
Yes, I already wrote a feature for that.
Yeah. But all my tests are passing on Q. All my cubes are passing as well. So that's a big deal.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Let's have a look at that anyway. Once Michael has. The buyback history should be in git ignore.
Gotcha.
Didn't you add that to git ignore, Kai, recently?
Just after my commit, my pull request. I have now, but
okay. Yeah. But it's not staged at the moment anyway, so it's okay.
So that should be on my branch.
Do you want to take over and have a look at those cubes?
Yeah. Okay.
You want to share your screen?
Sorry.
Can you share your screen?
Yes.
So you're gonna have to add Michael as a remote to pull in his code, or perhaps I have you.
So okay.
Have you forked now, Michael?
Yes.
Good man.
So one moment. I need to pull the latest changes in. So what is that on your branch, Thomas? Or?
No, it's on Michael's branch at the moment. So
okay.
Can you navigate to his, or do you want me to paste that in chat? I just pasted his. So here's the repo address to him. So you have to add him to remote.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, so no screenshot. Okay.
What? Yeah, so I'm getting an error on, if you run the entire suite, I'm getting an error on user spec RB 50, line 50, on my machine, which is so weird. I should be getting the same results as Michael just got, but I'm not.
So, but what's the difference in the error message?
It's the sorting of. Okay, So again, when I run this test by itself, it passes, but when I run the whole thing, it just failed for me. Let's see if it does it again. So I'm just going to run the entire suit RSpec. I hate when those things happens.
So what's going on?
Yeah, I just got an error on RSpec. First time I ran the entire thing, and now it, without me making any changes. So that's again that error was about sorting. Let me just scroll up. Yes. So what happened here when it failed is you saw that Ruby, the skills were sorted this way. That's what it got, and it expected. Oh no, it expected this, but it got, the other way around. But then I ran that particular
test that?
Once again.
Which test was that?
That's user spec on line 50, which is should return a user resource when we hit the. It's a request spec. The one that you just refactored. So, but anyway, it failed for me first. Then I ran just that particular spec, and it passed.
Particular.
And then I ran the entire thing, and everything passed. So without me making any change. So
yeah.
that's a little worrisome.
Hello?
It shouldn't be behaving like this,
Was it the particular one we had refactored in particular?
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, but it's random when it's falling or when it's passing, actually.
Yeah.
So
now it's passing.
For me, everything passed in the first time. So.
Okay. Well, let's see if this shows up again. Perhaps this was something with my databases. I don't know. But anyway, you want to share your screen, Kai?
Yeah. I already did that. Oh, no.
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 There we go. Okay, let's have a look at that feature that you were working on.
Yeah, so it's actually
Unify now.
Specs, it's feature. Unify matching location. So actually, I just wrote this feature, and then I plan to maybe make a little field where you can add the radius of your location search, and maybe a checkbox or something like that to check if you want to match according to location or without location.
Okay, so let's see. Just so we know what we are talking about. Unify. No, got me. Sorry. Unify. Let me just fire this up in on the staging server. Let's say, what is it? Unify developer.app.com. If I sign in,
yes.
Okay, so I go to users. I don't know if you guys can see my screen, right? So I go to Thomas and I show this guy, and then in actions I have Unify.
Yes. Okay.
And that unifies me.
Okay.
So here, what we could do is unify by skills or unify by location. Perhaps.
Make two different actions. Yes.
Yes. And this one is using. What is this? It's using Ajax to do that. Let me just see, where is that code located?
Got menus.
What is the purpose of the screen?
So this is like the admin interface for that we have for. This is never going to be accessed by users. It's just only administrators that will access this. And so it's not going to be used for many things apart from like, if a user has a problem or something, we just to give support to users, and they kind of call in or something, then an administrator can perform certain actions on that user, like update update the password, etc., etc. You know. But also this admin interface is supposed to show some metrics, basically how many people have been in touch with each other, etc. You know, and stuff like that. Basically, you know, we have this skills list. We can sort them by. We know that programming is the most common skill that people use, etc., etc. But this is not this is not the interface for normal, regular users of this system.
No.
Yeah, then maybe, I don't know if we need an action like that.
Probably we don't, to be honest. What we could, I mean, the reason why I originally actually implemented the Unify action here is just to see if it works or not.
Okay. Yes.
I mean, I had all the tests, and that was before we even started to develop the mobile app.
Yeah, then I think we could skip that.
Perhaps, yeah, I would say we can do that. You know, there's no need for that. So because this code is actually using the same post request that we are using in the it's already tested. So
okay, then we can delete this feature.
Yeah, I think that on, let me just see, on Godmin layouts users, on show ERB, yeah, here is this JavaScript for that, you know.
Okay.
So we are, you see, we're hitting the API version 1 Unify path, for instance, you know.
Yes. Okay.
And we're displaying that. So if we would like to change that, what we need to do is to refactor this, or, you know, extend this code basically. But I don't see any reason for that, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. So that's that.
Yeah. All right. So that pretty much means that this one is finished, right?
Actually, yes.
Yeah. All right. So just, if you know, you can go over this stuff and see if you can clean anything up.
Okay.
But I think that's pretty much settles it. Let's have a quick look on the mobile thing for a moment. Let's see. We have the repository for this one. Michael, you were interested in having a look at this, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. What screen am I sharing at the moment? Okay, it's mine. All right. So so this is the repo for this Project Unify Mobile, basically, right? So this is an Ionic application. It's a Spike to start with, you know. So there aren't many tests at all written, and we can talk about tests for a second. So what we did is to configure Karma using Jasmine, and that configuration is in the spec conf.js.
Right.
With everything that goes with it, it's very hard to test those JavaScript libraries. You know, you have to pull in every extension, every library that you're using has to be included in the configuration file, etc., etc. We could probably refactor this, or, you know, make this a little better. You know, so that's one of the tasks. But, you know, that I would like to add to the, you know, ever-growing to-do list for this project. But yeah, I mean, we've been struggling a lot with this, to be honest. So, and then we have the features that are run by Protractor, which is an Angular. I think it's built by the people that created AngularJS, and they use it to test Angular, and it's all good. The problem is that it's not really built for Ionic, you know. But so that's one. But I have it up and running for
tags and stuff, right?
Yeah, but it works for Ionic right now. You know, we have it figured out. The problem is that I cannot get test coverage for this you know, measured by coveralls. I have
issue tracker for this project.
We use Project Unify. The Project Unify on Pivotal Tracker.
Okay.
Let me just send you a link on this.
And that's for both apps?
Once again?
You're using that for both apps, basically?
Yeah. So if you send me your email, okay, I can add you as a member.
All right.
Yeah, but so if we have a look at coveralls, for instance, we have that set up for both Project Unify for the main repository, but we also have that for Unify Mobile, and we are on a very unimpressive 12% at the moment, which really surprises me that it's even that much, because the only thing I've written in terms of tests is very, not cool. I mean, not very extensive controller spec for the login controller. So it's not that extensive. So I don't really understand why we are up on 12% even. Let's see. So, but we do send the metrics up to coveralls, and we use Semaphore CI for continuous integration, and that setup is pretty advanced. I mean, when we test Rails applications or any rack-based application, it's pretty easy to set up continuous integration. But for this one, we needed to do a lot of different settings. First of all, because Bower was failing for us, we needed to make sure that Bower is using the Git protocol instead of HTTPS. Then we needed to install a screen, which is a local server, web server. Then we have to install Ionic, Cordova, Gulp, and Protractor using NPM.
Right.
We have to upgrade that in order for Protractor to run. We have to update the Selenium driver. Then we have to run npm install because we are using npm for some dependencies in this project.
Bower cache clean, and you're using Bower for other ones.
Yes, and then we have to run this command. It took us at least 5-6 hours to figure out this one, because so once you run Bower install, you have to rebuild the configuration for Ionic. Otherwise the Chrome WebDriver will fail for you. Which is like completely, unrelated, but still. So after that, what we do, we run the test, the unit test, running using Karma, and then we have to start a local web server. We have to wait for 10 seconds for the server to actually start and be up and running, and then we run the protractor tests.
Right.
So the background server needs to be running because the Ionic application needs to be fired up somewhere for Protractor to be able to run. So if we run Protractor locally, we don't use Screen, but we use Ionic Serve for that. So you have to have one terminal open and run Ionic Serve, and then in the second terminal you run the Protractor test, and that fires up the Selenium web server and accesses that. And it's so fucked up and so messed up, that it's
if you do Ionic Serve, it'll block, right?
Yeah. You can do Ionic Serve on continuous on Semaphore, because that actually blocks everything. Yeah, absolutely. So, and so these 12 lines of code, it took us 3-4 days to figure this out,
Right.
And still we're not really happy with this, because what happens is now, so the unit tests are actually sending off metrics to coveralls, but the Protractor tests do not, and so that's weird, but that's the way it is. We have some stuff that we're kind of happy with, because we're using so if we see, so we're using some reporters that are better for us, like let's see if, so we can actually get this kind of response, you know, the which is more of a spec-like, you know, verbose response, and we're happy with that, and we get very similar response for the protractor tests, but you know, it looks the same, but they are two different reporters, you know. So we had to, you know, for setting up karma is one thing, setting up, you know, protractor is a completely other thing. Yeah, so it's like, and both are using Jasmine, you know. So one would think that stuff could be, I don't know, normalized or you know, kind of put together somehow, but they are not. You know, it's a totally different setup basically. And the problem is that there is a coveralls reporter for protractor. Well, not quite, kind of for protractor, but we can use a reporter for protractor, but it wouldn't play well, or we haven't get it to play well with the coveralls reporter that we're using for karma basically.
Now,
so
it looks like this whole thing is an ECMAScript 5.
Okay.
Are you writing it in TypeScript still?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was talk about TypeScript.
There is, I mean, so that's another thing. But so basically, this project is built on Ionic 1.5, which uses Angular 1.5.7 or something. But if so, Ionic has released, or they are in beta for Ionic 2. Ionic 2 is built on Angular 2, and Angular 2 uses TypeScript. So. Yeah, so we could, you know, I've been putting that off because I'm considering rebooting the entire thing, basically. You know, now that we have learned how to test and stuff, then we could reboot the client side project. You know, but we haven't done it yet. Let me just show you what we do in the code. Again, this is a spike, so it's really messy, I would say, but it is working, but it's messy. You know, writing tests for this, you know, writing tests is not as straightforward as one would think, or at least hope for. So we
writing some tests in JavaScript. Yes.
Yeah. So you see, so we have to start the you know, the application basically before each test, and we have to inject those functions that are made available in the module or in the controller that we are testing. Set all the variable names. Set the controller to something, you know. So we're using Angular mocks for some things, and you know, it's about, I don't really know how to test this stuff, you know. So the tests that I've written so far are very simple. You know, I want the controller to be defined. It should respond to some, you know, to some basic methods, and you know, some very basic functionality. When it comes to actually doing some serious stuff, you know, where we want to perform a login or something, yeah, I hit the brick wall. I don't know how to do that, to be honest.
Yeah.
So that's why these are exited out. If you see this, you know. So that's the unit testing, and in terms of protractor, we have just this, you know, just an embryo of a test where we can, you know, we can get a route. We identify some fields, you know. This is a protractor markup, so you can identify elements by text or by model and by things, you know, and then you can basically do some. It's very, you know, similar to Capybara. You fill in certain things, you know, so the fields. Yeah. But these one are, I think these one are failing for me, to be honest, at the moment. But so So yeah, so this is where we are at the moment, I would say. But have you seen the application up and running at any point? No,
not really.
So let me see if we can see. Yeah. Unify, and we go. So, Here's labs. Yeah, so this is the when you run the Ionic server, you get this
emulation or whatever.
Yeah, both for iOS and Android, so that's pretty cool. So let's see, I can sign in and I have a user set up.
Have you actually put this on a phone, for instance?
Yes.
It's working. Advertised.
Yes. Well, so let me get back to that, because it's some things are working, some things are not working. For instance, here in this emulator, I cannot sign in with Facebook, but it is actually working when deployed to a live phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I can sign in like this, and that kind of displays my profile. And for some reason, I'm geocoded to Turkey. That we need to speak to Smago about that. He was in charge of the geocoding, the initial geocoding functionality, and that just sucks. But because I am not.
Okay, guys, I have to leave now.
All right, Kai. I have a last look at the pull request and I merge it in. Okay.
Okay.
Whenever you're done with it, just remove the VIP status.
Okay.
Great stuff. Okay, I talk to you. Ciao.
Bye.
So I can. I can edit my profile, add some more. This is just a basic form where I can add like testing, update skills, and come on, no, it doesn't update. Thank you.
So wouldn't, just in terms of interface, if you go back to that.
Yeah, it was actually, it actually goes to the wrong, no, there you go, sorry. Yes, to edit profile.
Yeah, that's, well, that's probably nitpicky for right now. But I'm just saying that's not an ideal interface.
No, of course. There's so many things you can do here that makes it better.
Like a plus button or something where you
exactly.
Just, and then you type your skill in and it lets you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, I'm done with that. But so this is. But then you have this Unify Me button, right? And that makes the call to the API and
tells you who you potentially would match.
Yes. And you see, I am tagged as a mentor here. So that returns people that are not mentors, basically. And I need to have at least some skill that is common for both users. But then of course in the future, if we have a user that has both programming and Ruby in his interest list, he should be put on top or something. A smarter way of sorting those results. But for now, it's just a plain list. And if I click on that person, I'm routed to his profile page, and I can add him as a friend. So that makes a call to that functionality is not implemented yet, but that should make a call to the API endpoint and have and add a friend request to Niklas in this case, and then we want to list those friend requests, and then they should be approved or disapproved and stuff like that. All of that is implemented on the back end already, but it's not implemented in the client.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have a messaging system where we can send messages to users. And that is okay. I can say, hello world, like this, and send it off. And that makes the call to the API, sends the the message off to Raul in this case, and if he would reply to me, I would see that, of course. Let's see if I can let's see, log in on my different account here. Yes, so let's see here on messaging, Thomas. Yeah, so this is the conversation. You see, if I do hello world here, let's see. I think we have server polling installed. Okay, so it's updated like this. You see, I see this hello world here.
Yeah.
Hello world 2. But I thought it was going to be updated live on this page as well. But I guess we haven't implemented that yet. Yeah, so I have to go back actually. So it's not, we don't update the messages live at the moment. But we can do that. It's just about, it's all about how you do it. But so the application asks asks the server for new messages
Every time.
in a certain interval.
Yeah.
So let's see. It should actually add a dot when there's a new message. I don't know if it works yet.
No.
Not yet. That's weird. I thought it was. Oh no! There you go. You see?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now we get a notification that we have a new message. So if I open this up now and go back, so now I've read the message, right? And that should actually disappear, but it doesn't yet. So I'm not sure whether we implemented that correctly. But there is. Oh, here we go. There it disappeared there. But probably we need to streamline that a little better. But we have functionality for most of this stuff, but it's a little bit, it's not implemented correctly, basically. And then we have this activity tab. So this activity is pulled out directly from Facebook. So if we go to Facebook and go to Project Unify, which is the charity behind this, and go back to the application, and I click on this post. We see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 comments, right? Let's see if these comments are the ones. Yeah. So let's go back again, and now I'm going to make a comment on Facebook. Hello world. I know this is live. And let's see if I click on this now, nothing happens so far. Okay, why not? Because we fetch this. When do we fetch this? Let's see. Do I have to log out and log in again? Probably. It depends on how we, when we get this. When we do the API call, but I think that now we should see hello world. Yes, we do. Is he here?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah. And so the thing here is that we can make this application, allow people to actually interact with the timeline. But that we need a permission from Facebook to do that. So just grabbing the content from Facebook timeline is pretty easy.
Yeah.
But it's a completely different ballgame if you want users to be able to click like buttons or stuff like that. And so I don't care about liking stuff because that's not interesting. But what we do care about is that these guys can potentially create events on Facebook. And we can get those events listed in this application. And that's when the user interaction comes in place. What becomes interesting, because if there is an event like a hackathon or get together and meet or what the fuck ever, right? We would like people to be able to RSVP, to say, yeah, sure, I'm going to be there from this app without having to, first go over to Facebook. So that's a challenge. So what Facebook requires of us is an application. We have to record a video where we kind of explain the application and the entire flow and stuff like that. And then they will consider whether they will allow us to do this or not.
Oh, really?
But it would be cool to have it, because it's a very interesting functionality, I would say.
So it's not just an open API.
Not that particular. Not that particular functionality. You can do a lot of things with the FB Open Graph, but not that. And I can understand that, because then if you log in with Facebook and they would open up that sort of functionality for everybody, then you can log into something, shady sites or like some shady, because you can auto like things. You can write a script that just presses buttons for users. So I believe that Facebook want to trust. They want to know who they're dealing with, basically.
Yeah.
No, so that's okay. And the last thing that we have implemented here is an automatic update of this application. So once this is deployed, we can check for updates. We cannot do it here on the simulator, but we can check for updates and make the application update the application on the user's phone, basically.
Yeah. So. Oh, really? Like you actually already have that implemented?
Yeah. Now, so there's a lot of stuff that is already built, but unfortunately, it's a spike. I used this project to basically learn Ionic. I've only done some very basic stuff before, like some calculators and some. I have this for Craft Academy. I have this tutorial or a weekly challenge for them where we build a Rails backend with an API, and then we talk to an Ionic app, and we do some physical, fitness assessment things, basically. But that was a very simple interface. Here, this has, quite a few endpoints, API endpoints. We're pulling info from Facebook, and we do that update and stuff like that. So this is an advanced application. But again, in terms of tests, it looks like shit.
Right. So I really don't have any experience really with Ionic and Angular that much, but
it's a nice framework to know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in the mobile world, basically, right? So and to be honest, I did some Objective-C development before. I've never done anything for Android because I don't know Java too well, and I wasn't interested in Android. But here we can build, in JavaScript using HTML.
Yeah,
and you can just deploy to multiple platforms, so that's pretty cool, And what I liked with Angular 1.5 Plus was that it reminds me a little bit about of Rails and how things are done in Rails. In Angular 2, things are done slightly different, but it's still a very, very, very easy to understand structure, and it's everything is modular and then split up into nice files and nice structures, and I kind of like it a lot. But yeah, and Angular has a lot of so we're using device. What do we use? Device token off, or do we use simple token? I don't remember what. I would have to check it out. But to actually perform login or hit the endpoints at all, it's very easy. Let's see, I have that in factories. Where are my factories? Controllers, directives, services, directives. Oh, this is services. Yeah. So if I want to do like the Unify service,
Right.
this is the call for that. It's, you know, we have to send some headers and stuff like that, but
Yeah.
it's very straightforward. We're using the a library called ng resource, Angular resource, and with that we just, you know, the only thing I have to do is just provide the
I've heard of it.
the URL, and you know, I do, in this case I just do a get request. So this is what I how I mark that up. And in my controller, let's see, what is that? Let's see, system. That here. Friendship demo. Where is that?
So what is the
Go ahead.
thing to do? Like, what's the biggest thing to do with this app right now? Pending or?
It depends what course of action we want to take.
Yeah, let's put it this way. What do you need to do to make it an MVP?
I need to go over this code. So if we forget about tests, you know, so we should go over this code and clean this up a little bit. Some of the stuff needs to be refactored, you know, and placed in the right structure. You know, some of my you know, some functions are in my controllers and they shouldn't be, like, to actually perform login like this one that I just marked. This should be extracted out to a factory instead of being a part of the controller. Blah blah blah. These are fairly small changes. There are some UI stuff that needs to be fixed, and some logic, you know, when to do certain things. But again, the backend provides everything we need in terms of endpoints, right? What we need to do is to fix the code a little bit, fix the UI a bit, implement the friendship functionality. That is, you know, the endpoints are there, so the only thing we need to build a user interface for that in this client, and that's about it. So I would say that if somebody, I mean, if we could have like 3 or 4 developers that are, you know, we don't have to be Angular, you know, wizards, but just devoted to this project for our weeks or 2 weeks time, and that would be then we would be an MVP state, I would say.
Okay. All right.
But, you know, the best practice and the you know, all the agile you know, methods tells us that we should abandon this and start over, basically. But but I would say one strategy that could be viable is that bring this up to MVP, see it as a learning project, you know, hack on this for a while, and you know, figure out what works, what doesn't work, you know, get a grip on the workflow a little bit and stuff like that, and you know, ship this product or this service, and then for any enhancements, you know, we would restart everything. You know, we would you know, we could release the MVP, but we wouldn't maintain it or you know, enhance it later on. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
But it depends, you know. But again, for me, it was a good learning experience so far, and I'm willing to continue, you know, working on it for a while. To A, to learn more, and B, to actually have something shippable.
Right. So there aren't 4 devs though.
Once again?
I said there aren't like 4 people that are gonna.
Yeah, I know. So because Kai was interested in working on this Angular thing, but he's pretty busy with his work, and we kind of decided that he wants to focus on Rails. So I would like him to continue working on that. Finishing off whatever needs to be finished on the Rails backend. And
Right.
if you would be interested, then you and I could work on this.
Sure. Yeah.
And see how much I know that you're devoted to website 1. I know that Tansaku is going to be gone for a while now, so perhaps I don't know if you have a lot of outstanding stuff to do on website 1 project, but for the month that he's away in Japan, perhaps this could be an interesting thing for you to work on.
Yeah, we can work on it. I just have to, in terms of Agile Ventures, the only other thing that I really need to do is work with Sam a little bit. We'll work with Sam on something we're doing for Armando.
Mm-hmm.
The project scope thing.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be gone, on vacation for a week, so I won't be around much, unfortunately. But during that week, perhaps you could, you can pull down this code, get it to work on your machine. It shouldn't pose too many problems.
I mean, when are you gonna I know, what is it, like Sweden has like some long vacation, right? That's
you mean?
Are you like on vacation right now? Basically?
Yeah, right now I am. Yeah, so I have another week, but tomorrow afternoon we're leaving for Greece for 1 week. So I'm going to be away from computer. Probably. I mean, I have my phone with me, Spec, and I can respond to Slack, but I won't be able to pair program for.
But when you come back,
then I'm going back to work. But I can definitely. So we want to pull in a few of our students into this project as well. So I'm gonna use this a little bit as a learning project for them. So I can definitely devote some time to that when I come back. Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, but that sounds like a plan. So again, while I'm away, read through the spaghetti code, and feel free to refactor whatever you want to refactor if you find something. But mostly, try to, if you haven't done much Angular or done much Ionic before, it could take a little while to understand what's all the moving parts, basically.
Yeah.
But it should be pretty straightforward. It's not that complicated.
Right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And there is also, Ionic has this method of deploying applications that is called Ionic View. Ionic View. So you can download this application to whatever smartphone you have. If you have an iPhone or Android based, it doesn't matter. Then in your terminal, you just basically deploy this app by saying Ionic upload, and then you can access that through your phone using Ionic View. So that's pretty.
You have to install something called Ionic View from the App Store.
Yeah. But you're on a Mac, right?
Yeah, I'm on a Mac.
Yeah, and do you have Xcode installed?
Yes, and I have a developer key.
Okay, so what you can do is on your terminal, you just do.
I pay Apple $100 a year. I'm not sure why I do that, but I do.
I do too, actually, and I don't know why I'm doing it either. To be honest, I haven't published any apps yet. But what you can do is you can do Ionic build iOS, I think. Let's see what happens.
Right, and then there's like an emulator, right? Probably.
Yes, but if you plug in your phone,
it'll let you.
it will let you deploy this to your phone.
Yeah.
And
right.
then you can actually test the Facebook Facebook login, because you cannot do the Facebook login using Ionic View. It wouldn't. It doesn't work. But yeah.
Which server does it point to right now?
To this one. To
The develop server or whatever.
What was that? That was Unify developer rockup.com.
Okay.
This is, yeah. So anything. So for instance, if you remember we added something to my we added testing as a keyword.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So it automatically shows up here back in the backend.
Sam Pretty worked on this project.
Yep, a bit. He helped me with this. So for the admin interface, we are using a gem called Godmin.
Okay.
And that's it's a pretty nice gem to build administrative interfaces.
Yeah.
But it's actually better than Active Admin, but it has a slightly different workflow. But so he helped me set that up actually, and they just recently migrated to Rails 5. That's why we could make the migration on our own, because we rely heavily on this gem for the admin backend.
Right.
It's pretty cool. All right. No, but that would be great. So during my vacation, I can reply, on Slack. But so if you have any questions, just fire away, basically, and hopefully you can get this up and running on your machine.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll probably just look at it. On away screaming, but no. Yeah, I'll try looking at it, running it and stuff. I might drag Marion for it this weekend.
Good stuff. All right. Let's. My time's up. Let's finish this off. Great talking to you, and I get in touch. We stay in touch over Slack, okay? And I see you after my vacation.
All right, bye.
Take it easy. Ciao.